1 second, sorry. Browse, rigs, beta, open, skip. Create reference, rigs. The other creature is called Gamma, I think. Alright, so we probably will need to scale him up. Is there a scale? Global scale, let's make it 2. 1.5. 1.7. Yeah, 1.7 is good. Okay, so I'm gonna just isolate this dude, this creature. Going back to our reference here, I know this again. I know this quality is shit, and the bushes are covering it. So why don't we look for something more clear? Let's try look. What's this? Bushes. Bush. This not running. Let's see what's this. Oh, this line look hungry. Is she running? No. That's nice. Yeah. That's pretty good, but it's slow motion. Yeah. Okay, we need this. You see, when I watch this reference here, his leg is pretty straight up. Then he's not running in as aggressive. That's pretty nice. That's nice. Is the link down again? I think the sync sketch is down again. Yep. Okay, so I'm gonna look for some more. Is sync sketch down on your own too?
Yeah, I also get the gateway timeout.
Gosh. They can't handle a big client like BCIT. Okay, well I'm gonna just pose him using my imagination. Let's take a look at what he can do. This control is a chest. Usually we animate the chest with the IK, so what he has is good. That's the hip, and then individual hip joint, that's good. Shoulder. Okay, so we gotta be careful when we animate this shoulder here. Because the shoulder, when you pull it up, it affects just the skin but not the actual joint. So the square one is the actual control. Same as the hip, that's the joint. And this good, there's a row. There's a ball row. This is more like a cartoony kind of creature. That's good. That's a belly. And then the head. That's good. Okay. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to animate his front leg contacting pose, just like how we animate a normal human. I'm going to stretch his leg out, and you will see my legs are overstretched right now. That is okay. We can push it down. You can push down the COG, but don't animate the COG up and down. Okay? You can push it down and then push down the chest next. Once you push it down, you found out you have more room to stretch your feet out, which is good. After you stretch out your feet, you want to lower your shoulder like that. And when I animate this, I'm not doing the cycle, okay? I'm treating it as a shot itself. Bring it closer. Come on, man. This is so frustrating. I just want to look. I can't even.
It loaded back for me now.
Alright, there you go. Feel by myself. Alright. So I want to take a look at the contact. So his left is, ideally I want to set this first, okay, every 2 frames. So there, every contact point, hang on 1 second, sorry, the RBC is calling me. Hello? Hey, sorry, I'm having. So that's what we want, and that's the second frame we want to animate, and then, is it done? Stupid. Okay.
Yeah, it crashed again. I just checked it. I just refreshed mine.
So if we do that, it means this hand has to be higher. I originally scheduled a meeting with RBC today, and that's why that guy called me a couple times. And then his back leg is up. And as you know, I have a habit of selecting everything as a key. Before we do that, I want to make sure we are on NURBS curves, controllers, and polygon. Select everything, set a key. I'm at frame 0, which is good. Now, because I'm treating this as a straight animation without a cycle, do you guys want me to animate a cycle first, or do you want me to treat it as a straight away animation?
Maybe a cycle? It should be. Maybe a cycle just for like reference.
Sure, okay. If you're animating a cycle, I'm not going to push this forward. So the next point we want to animate is 2 frames after, right? And then this like, you know, because this is the first frame contacting the ground, if he's traveling forward, this leg should be going backwards, right? And then the other leg is going to contact, and we all want to animate the first frame of the contact, which is he will be on the ground, like that, right? Make sure the translate Y is at 0. There. Now, let's see if it is back. It's so dumb. When we go between these 2 frames, what can we do with the chest?
Go down.
Go down, good. What else?
Raise its shoulders up, or
No, not
like
yet. On the chest, just the chest. Go down, and what else? Anyone? Larissa? Anyone?
Rotate it.
Rotate it,
maybe?
good. How? clockwise or anti-clockwise?
Clockwise.
Clockwise. Then in frame 2 it will be like that. No, it will be anti-clockwise.
Oh, I thought it was. Oh, sorry. I thought it was on the ground already.
So there, and then there, right? And then we are animating this because the leg has to come from front and then shooting back. So how would this be? The back leg, where should it go? Up or down or clockwise, anti-clockwise?
Up.
Up. And then what?
Forward, I think, from the reference.
No, it's too fast. Let's push it behind him a little bit like that. Okay, so what about the hip?
Rotate anti-clockwise.
Good. You guys have a good mindset right now. I will push it up a little bit too. Okay, good. And then it's gonna trouble. Let's see if this BS is. Oh, come on, man. Real by myself. And they want to capture this moment. This important because this is a squash, right? But if we go by every 2 frames, we want to animate his hand before he takes off. So this guy too. Let me remove this frustrating stroke. So right now we're on every 2 frames. Okay, so we want to animate his hand before he takes off. And you notice this right arm is all straightened out. His left is still on the ground. And then his back leg is starting to fold, kicking to forward. This whole back is almost like squashing like a ball, but it's not the extreme yet, right? So let's put that in. 2 frames after, his back leg is straight out. Oh, it's already off the ground. And then his back leg is coming forward, right? It's important to get to know how his shoulder, chest, and hip is. We don't animate the shoulder yet because we're going to put that in later. So it comes down. This is the extreme squash for one of the hand, right? So it means like there must be some kind of push from the hand to the chest. So how is this going to be?
Goes up.
Up.
Up and forward.
Good. Up. We don't want to animate forward or else it stretches.
Okay.
Okay, and then how about the hip?
It folds in on itself, so probably clockwise.
Good. Like everything's set key. You know, we're just blocking poses in, and then afterwards we want to make sure it flows, and we have to clean up whatever we missed. So 2 frames after, this is the extreme squash we want to find out. But when we compare, let me remove these drawings, okay? When we compare the chest, you see how it coming up? coming up. That's the highest. Wait, that's the highest. Airtime. Dropping. Dropping. Up. Up. Hang time. Hang time. Do you see this? Look at the green drawings. Down. Up, down, up, down, up, down. Do you see it?
Yeah.
So next thing we want to do is the hang time, and we can explain this by body mechanics because he's pushing down in here, right? His leg is pushing it off. So at frame 6, you set key. Frame 4, frame 6, it should be up. And if I animate this up, it also animate the translate that too. So I will click on the channel box, push it up like that. It's time to go up. And because we already animated human run last term, so we know his hand would be dragging backwards, right? And then the other hand, because it's already around his belly, so you want to push it up, make it go somewhere like around there. If we look at the perspective, it would be something like this. And because he's like a cat kind of thing, you want to put a roll on his paw like this, okay? And then his back hip would be, no matter what you do, don't animate the translate that, okay? It should be 0. Same as this guy, it should be 0. Because if you animate him going back and forth, then he's like stretching out, squashing in, stretching out. Alright, this is the iconic moment. Like that, right? We see it in a lot of videos, right?
Mm-hmm.
Timo is sleeping. He's dreaming again. There. Okay, then this, and then it's his left back leg landing, and then left, right, right rear leg landing, and then stretch. So after we animate this pose, it'll be here. Are you guys okay so far?
Yeah.
It's pretty straightforward, right? It's not as complicated. Let's take a look at how long is this cycle. So the first frame is stretch out. So from 32 to 46, how many frames is this? 14 frames. So we can basically set frame 0 to 14 and then fill in the blanks. We want to animate one of his leg contacting the ground. Are you guys okay so far?
Mm-hmm.
Are you guys confused? No?
It's okay.
So frame 8, let's drop it. Let me save this. Is it right? So this frame 0, and then 2, 4, 6, 8. Yes, frame 8. There, it's dropping. And then 10, and then 12, and then 14. Okay? Now, I mentioned it many times. I wonder if I mentioned it in your class too. I animated some horses in Game of Thrones, you know, the background ones, and I use the exact same method. We put an image plane behind as a guide, and we animate the horses, and then once we did a normal one, we would scale it to match whatever they shot in play. You know Game of Thrones, guys? Have you seen
Yeah.
it? They have maybe like 20 horses in the foreground, and they have different speed, right?
Mm-hmm.
So when we animate our 3D horses, it's not gonna match. So we animate it based on a real cycle, and then we scale our time frame to match theirs, and then we do a pass of cleanup. So that's the process. So in here we're doing the same. Okay, so there. The hip is gonna drop. One of his leg is gonna land. Can't do that. What is his hand gonna do? His hand is about to stretch out, so somewhere around here. I'm just placing it because I know this is not gonna be accurate. And then his chest is gonna be. See, it's going up right here, right? So it's when we follow through the action, it will be up, rotating out. And then we need one frame of a hang time. When you look at this right now, it seems like what a human would do, right?
Yeah. Similar mechanics.
Yeah, but you gotta think about like the front body is like one human, the back leg is like another human, and then there are two humans in this creature. You know, the Chinese lion dancing is the same theory. Yeah, and then drop, good. And then start to go up. So here, this leg here, it would be sliding back, like around here. Let's make this go up a little bit more. And then his paw would be from here to up a little higher. Wait, wrong one. Here, this guy. There, that's good. And then it's stretching out. And then land. And the other paw here, it will be up. How is this? Let's stretch it back a little more because he's about to take off. There. Now you see how his leg is overstretching right now? there's an actual ball roll we can use to bring it down like that. Okay. Remember, we need an extreme shoot off posing like that. Kill the ball roll. Make sure it's not overstretched. Like that would be good. The other leg, because the left leg is coming off first, right? The left leg is contacting first. So the left leg, when it shoots off, it's going to be higher than the right. Okay, so that's why I do that. And then that's going to be here. Boom. So it'll be higher. Ball roll. Boom. Boom. Okay, so there's a blocking of it. Oh my god, this is so much time. Spend how much time? Half an hour already. Save this. Cycle this and let's take a look. Oh, we can't see this off, obviously. So if this is a 14 frame cycle, 14 times 3, which is 52. Wait, no, 14 times 3, is this 52?
At 42.
14 times 3? I thought it was 52, no?
It's 42.
Oh my god. Make sure you guys cut that out.
Yeah.
I'm Asian, I shouldn't fail in math.
It's still early in the morning.
Right. And I've been working since Friday, so that's why. You guys are lemon, right?
Yep.
Where's quick time? Oh, here, quick time. Hey, Kevin. So I found out if you can play blast at BCIT, try QuickTime and MPEG 4 video. That should do it.
Alright, I'll try that next time I'm
Yeah.
there. If that ever happens with how things have been going.
Yeah, because you saw how I can play blast last time, and I found out this is the right way to do it.
Yeah, good to know.
Yeah.
Because that was annoying.
I know, right? So let's take a look. Let's loop this. Where's the loop? Where's the loop button? Play. Have to play back. Do you see the loop? You know what? Never mind. I'm gonna upload it to SyncSketch. So here it is, guys. They gotta get their stuff together. Because this is very annoying. Here it is. View by myself. You know, with half an hour, this okay, but this not show. This not ready to show to any supervisors yet. Okay, just so you know, because you have to work out the head and the tail, and then make sure it's going forward. And then when we look at the spacing on the back, that's a good hand time. I call this, when we look at how it comes down, this what is this called? The spacing is very even, right? Like
Yeah.
this line here, it should be maybe up here, so it has a better impact. Like boom, 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 right? And then low a little bit, and up, and then boom, 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 right? So we try to follow these kind of spacing. Like when you look at this, you think like, oh, this is pretty good, right? But we have to fix the hip, fix the chest, and then move on to his legs. Make sure this back legs has a nice brown arc. So all those are what we need to do next. So I'm gonna save, and I'm gonna show again. We probably want to translate it forward too. But let's fix the chest since he's a treadmill right now. Are you guys bored?
No?
No.
Thank you. So if I turn on the motion trail, oh, that's why, because I'm missing one key here. You see that I didn't set key on the chest because I just let Maya generate it. That's why it's coming down kind of funny. Okay, so let's do 1 to 14. Motion trail. Motion trail. There. Down a little bit, that's good. Oh, I'm gonna be very picky now, okay? There. Boom, boom, boom. So I'm gonna set a key here. The next key, I'll make it a little lower. There. And then it can start to come up. There. This is more like fine tune, you know. Maybe I can push frame 6 a little higher. And so there's the hang time. Hang time. And it start to come down. Alright, what we need to do here, I'm gonna flat these two and then fix the tangent. Right? You see, the bouncing ball in first term is actually important because then you learn how to do these kind of arcs, right? Okay, good. Now let's take a look at this rotate X. Rotate X is rotating clockwise, anti-clockwise. I'm gonna fix this tangent no matter what. And then let's treat it as how we treat the Y curves. Pay very attention on every frame, because think about this, once we get this done, we can put it in as a cycle, and then we can use layer, and he can run towards the camera. So like doing a cycle is okay, it's not bad. To me, it depends if my team has a cycle. If it doesn't, if we don't have a cycle, I'll probably be the guy who's like animating a cycle, so everyone can use it. So I'm gonna try rotating this up and down and see what I get. This good. Rotating, rotating, boom, boom. Still good. Maybe I should give it a little bit follow through, right? Follow through. Wait, no. Boom, boom. There. Because you want him to have his chest leading. Good. Boom, boom. There. If you compare this guy to the original curve, it looks a lot cleaner. But when I look at this control, this edge here, it feels like when it's rotating out, right there, it should be over a little bit, right? So I'm gonna add a key. There. That one frame matters. And then this could be a little lower. If I call this, I can call this a hang time on the rotation. And then after I do that, I gotta fix this. Let's try to fix the hip too. Oh, look at this. It's really bad, right?
Because of the plateau at the top?
Yeah. And because this motion is supposed to be coming up, right? So, can you guys give me like 2 minutes? I just want to refill the water for Timo.
Sure.
Thank you. Now, when we look at this Y curve here, because when we look at the extreme, these are the extreme, right? And what we have at the start and the end of the cycle is actually in the in-between. So when you clean up the curves, you want to show view infinity, and then we can see, oh, when it comes up, there's a hiccup, right? Like in a normal animation, it shouldn't be holding up when he's running, right? So something is wrong is here. So this guy has to keep going. And then fix this tangent. And then when we fix this tangent, we can still see how the slope is not straight. It should be straighter. So there are two things we can do. We can lower this. There. Higher. Boom. This is good. Boom, boom. You can either push this higher or bring it down lower. But if you do that, right there should be a little arc like this. You see this? I'm gonna kill the motion trail because I'm afraid it's gonna crash my shot. I spent so much effort on this shot. Can't you guys tell? I'm trying to do my best.
Is it fine not having a key at the highest point? So like when it's up the highest point.
No, for beginners, you guys should set it. I mean, it's fine at my level. It's not fine when you're a student. If you animate 2-3 years more and you know what you're doing, fine, that's fine. No one is gonna check your scene. But if they do, like if I'm going over your scene and I see that it's without a key, I'll say, hey, it's better to set a physical key there.
Alright.
Okay.
So it's a good rule of thumb.
Yeah. For beginners, yes, because you know if you want to move it, it's there. Right? Like this point here. If I want to move this, I can be like, maybe it's nicer if it's higher, right? Because if you stop at this frame, then you have an actual key to play with.
Right. Okay.
Sorry, guys.
No, I was just curious.
No, it's okay.
I didn't see what I was like.
It's a good question.
Is that normal or?
So here, I'm going to set a key because... Now, in this case, I want to set a key because I wanted to stay here. And then, because of a spacing issue, this should be a little higher. Right? Then this key is important. See this? Most of the time when you guys animate a jump, I see this kind of curve. That means your jump, you didn't fix the spacing. One guy on my YouTube channel, he was like, thank you for showing this breakdown. I'm gonna get as much reference for my next project. Well, okay.
No reference. Oh.
He's looking at my Spider-Man swing. I think at some point here, it should go a little higher. Because this bounce looks very soft. You know what I'm gonna do? Push this higher. Timo, hello. Timo, I'm animating your kind. Just this.
I think it's a cat.
Quadrupet is his kind. He doesn't care.
Okay.
Timo, up, get on. Okay. Save. Now next pass it may be confusing. And I don't know how nice this is gonna go, okay? Remember in last term we were doing the math for the distance. Now because there's 4 legs and when you are more advanced you can try doing this. But I don't suggest it. I don't suggest you guys doing this, okay? It's just because it is me. I'm gonna create a locator. I'm gonna line it up at frame 0. I'm gonna line it up over here, right at his paw. I'm gonna show add selected object and it's an locator. I'm gonna line it up to his toe, where his nail is, right at the tip. Okay. Now, at frame 2, it's supposed to be at the same spot, right?
Mm-hmm.
Back leg is supposed to be at the same spot, so something like this. I'm selecting the group right now. Delete these ones. Make this linear. Post infinity linear. Right, and you know why they're sliding? Because I didn't linear these curves. Linear. There you go. Come on, man. And then you'll see, oh, in here, and you line up this leg in here, right? There's one lazy way of doing it. I don't know which way you guys prefer. I don't. At this point, if you are able to do something like this, I'm not gonna be picky. I'm saying I'm not gonna be picky at the workflow you're doing, but I would be picky on like, hey, it's sliding, you know.
Right.
Because like at this point there are 2 ways to fix this. Either you land a little further, or his slide would be somewhere around here. At the end we have to look at his step if he's running far enough. And you know, like doing this is not so bad. Like somehow it lines up. And then it's the back leg now, right? Boom, boom. If it doesn't line up, then you have to create a further distance between his steps, and then it's gonna be stretching out the keys on the group. Right? You make this point higher, so he's traveling further, and then you adjust all your feet again. No matter what, you have the 4 contacts that you need to fix. Okay? See, he may not run far enough. That's an issue. So which way do you guys prefer? Math or eyeballing?
I think the eyeballing might be more
Eyeballing is
convenient.
easier? At this
think
point,
so.
right? Because he has 4 legs. So if I want to check how far he's running, I put him at the edge of a screen and he runs. I don't think, if he's running really fast, I think this distance is not going to cover. You see, like it's like a hop now, right? Do you agree? I would say.
Looks like, yeah, it looks like he's jumping
Yeah.
more than prowling or chasing.
So before you guys bake it out to real world space or whatever, make sure this distance is correct. It's the same when you do a run. It's the same when you do a walk. Remember in term 2, when you guys do a run, there's a lot of note that I gave is, hey, he's not running far enough.
Mm-hmm.
You guys remember?
Yep.
Okay. So now, let's push this. Now, if I want to push this, I want to go to frame 14. You can set a key at the end, and then make this key, make this linear, and then adjust it from here. I say that would be ideal. And I think we're missing the hang time here too. Let's make this higher. Okay, so now we're gonna fix his legs. I think his back leg has to be offsetted a little bit. So I'm gonna select all these components. I'm gonna offset it by a frame earlier. Because we're missing this pose in the middle, it should be higher. It should be somewhere like that. Let's roll back. Frame 14 should be same as frame 0. What's the difference here? Let's take a look at our reference.
I don't think he goes as high in the reference. I think your character moves like he looks like he's leaping.
Let's take a look at this until frame 46. Oh, this not possible. Okay, let's take a look at this now. He doesn't really leap. He doesn't leap as like a leopard. It's lower, yes, correct. There's up and down on the COG and chest, but it's very subtle. Our leg contact is fine. It is the chest that is doing too much. Or else he looks like a bunny. Just bring these down a little bit. Let's rotate it less too overall. Okay. This actually giving us a benefit because if he's not leaping as high, then the leg won't be as stretched out. This is way too high now. Bring it down. Okay. Now let's fix the leg movement. Before we do that, I'm going to go to the perspective. Let's take a look at the shoulder. Remember the shoulder here has to be up, right? Like that. So when you do the final contact, make sure you animate the shoulder because it actually changes a lot on the contact, on the pause if you want to make it stay still. And the length of the arms too. So there. And then frame 0. See, it doesn't line up. You can make it lower. That's too extreme, right? That's too low. Don't do that. You can give it some room. I would use frame 0 as a guide. And then frame 2. Be over here. You can drop the shoulder. See, it is kind of difficult. You kind of have to go in between now. Maybe he's running a touch too fast. So let's try to reduce this. That's good. Leave it as that. Okay. Do you guys need my perspective? You don't need it, right?
No, I don't think so.
So there.
When you typically do cycles, do you just use like the side view and then just fine tune it with the perspective?
Yeah. I think this is a pretty good speed. Let's check all the legs. You see, when we do cycles, this is the thing we have to look at. Like if you want to make it useful, right? When you save it out, usually it is like a 6 steps, 7 steps, 6 to 8 steps of a cycle that you want to save for other animators. Now, if I animate it straightforward, I don't have to deal with all the leg motion because everything is in world space. Right now, it's like I'm animating the group and I'm countering on the legs on its own. So same thing here. Go to the perspective. Lower his shoulder. Push this forward to see how much room we can stretch. And bring this guy over. Timo, stop licking. Psst. Timo. Shoulder up.
I hope you don't edit out the interactions with Timo if you were to upload this to YouTube.
No, it's gonna be there. Sometimes he keeps licking his paw, and it kind of annoyed me a little bit when I'm like concentrating on working, you know. But you know, at some point, I think it's okay. You know, whatever. What did I miss here? See, frame 2. Sliding a little bit because I haven't make this linear. Yeah, that's pretty good. So the 2 legs are done. Let's work on the back legs. Now maybe his back leg, we could do something like this. Select these 2 points because we know they are the same spot. You know, same spot means like they're you know what I mean by same spot, right?
Same location?
Same location, yes. So if we want to push this further, like if we want to stretch out the end part, we could select these 2 points, slide it back like that. See? That's good, don't worry about that. Okay, make sure we fix the other leg and then we're good to go. Good. Good. Okay, so now save this. Let's work on the detail of his shoulders now. We can put this back on the same spot. So select this guy, translate that, right click, mute selected. You know, like learning how to do a cycle and use the same method of fixing it, you know, making it's not sliding, is important. So when I'm saying fixing it, it means, okay, frame 3, what should we do in here?
Fix his paw from crashing?
Yeah, so maybe let's unmute this. Sorry guys, we gotta unmute this because that is the locator, that's where he took off. Let's say if we don't have any rotation, 0, 0, then he stretch out. If we add a ball row, that's not gonna help. Tip row, that's not gonna help. Heel row, that's not gonna help. So if nothing helps, Then we want to select this paw. Let's see where is his shoulder. Are you guys okay?
Mm-hmm.
I know this is kind of boring. You have to be very focused on what I'm doing, and it kind of sucks. Because because I'm an animator, and if I have to watch someone modeling, I'll be like, come on, man. There. And then what should I do with this frame here? His leg is taking off. Boom, boom. How about if I push it up a higher? Roll his feet back. And then what should I do with the toes? Before I do anything with the toes, you want to make sure you set a key at frame 3. And at frame 4, you could be doing this. Bam. And then try to curve a little more. Making sure it's like a grab. You know what I mean by grab?
Yeah.
That is
It's
a
like
grab.
picking up the dirt
Yes.
or
Here. There. That's a nice pose. We keep these animation here. Boom. Boom, 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 boom. Keep these. Put it to frame 6 because that's gonna be nice. We can also create editable motion trail. Show at selected objects. I think this point here it could be higher. But his legs are so broken, you see that? Let's give it one more frame around here. Frame like that. So this part of the curve it looks nice and round. Let's bring it like that. I'm gonna use the toe control to make this happen. So when you do a cycle and you see this, you see how the first point is not matching up to the second point? You see that?
Mm.
That means
Yeah.
that means one should be the same as the other. And since we start off with the frame 0, you may just want to copy 0 to the end. That's going to be our shoulder for his right arm. Okay, now let's focus on the left. And then, you know, we should let's finish at 1. And I'm going to do a play blast. I know we start like 5-10 minutes late. There are some things I'm missing when he's landing, so it's a long process. You know, ideally, it would be like this. Frame 2 here, we should animate something like, let's see, something like Paul adjusting like that, and then his toe will be like kind of up, you know, like there, boom, 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 and then spread out a little bit here. It's just a contact, right, to make the impact look more powerful. There. Remember how we fixed the other arm? We should do the shoulder first, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like I know with the way I'm animating is kind of everywhere, but you gotta practice more so you have your own workflow. Like to me, I animate the blocking of it and then make sure it has a nice flow, and then I go in and fix the leg contacts. While fixing the leg contacts, you want to also animate your shoulder because the shoulder affects the length of the arm, as I explained. So here we go, shoulder. We can have this shoulder a little higher. No, we can't. We can't do that there. Boom, boom. And because there's a quadruped and I'm animating every frame, you may be like, oh, you're adding so many keys, but hey man, this is what we need to make it look good, you know. Do you guys wonder why am I doing this? Like, why are you guys animating quadrupeds is so advanced? You guys don't ask that?
I kind of wonder if we're not going to use this for another 3 months.
Because I think if we have a lab time, like there's one class I'm gonna say we have a lab time. It's probably today. I have it in the schedule, but I feel like you can do homework on your own. And since we're not in person, if I'm in a class and you do a lab time, I can come over and watch your work, and that's fine, right? It's actually helpful. But then we're not doing it, and if I'm saying okay, let's stay at home and then let's do your work in class, it's kind of there's no point of doing that. You know what I'm saying? And I'd rather show you something that can inspire you a little bit. And because we're animating a punch next class, I need to have an opponent running towards him, and I can do a camera cut. Because I'm seeing a lot of you guys doing camera cuts, and you guys are focusing on the guys who's punching, but then when we watch a film, you usually see the character A coming towards the screen, and then you see the character B coming towards the screen, and in the third shot they're colliding, A and B together. That way, in storytelling, we know, okay, this guy is running and the other guy is coming, and then they punch each other. That is a storytelling, and it makes sense to the audience.
Right.
And
yeah, like when we get to this material next term, then we'll have these videos to look back on, like already a bit of understanding of how this should work.
And then if I don't animate the opponent, I can't really just show a punch, because then it will be there's no point. Like there is a point of doing it, but it should be better. You know, like it's not about character animation. It's also about storytelling, layout, camera, shot planning. So next class it will make sense when I show you the punch. And if I'm doing a human punch, it's kind of boring. So I want to do something more fun. And who knows if I'm teaching you next term, right?
I think Bob said you are.
Am I?
I think so.
You gotta ask him.
I think we did.
Surprise.
You're stuck.
That's good. Oh, this is such a nice catch moment. Ooh, scratch the ground. Nice. So in here, what I want to do, have his paw like this, roll a little bit, spread out his fingers. Let's take a look. The front view. The shoulders, I forgot to cycle. What am I missing here when you see the shading? When you see the shader? That's why we have to play bus it front view, side view. We're missing the shoulder, we're missing the chest moment. You know, like what is this? The blue axes. And then when his hand is leaving, that's good, that's good. we could make it like the paw is doing that. Coming towards the center, from center and out. The left paw looks so nice, right?
Mm-hmm.
I forced you guys to say, this looks so nice, right? And then you have to say, yeah. Yeah. See, this is okay, but we could do something like that. There. 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 You can bring it a little lower. Don't overstretch it. Boom. 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 I'm just exaggerating the toes. I think it's okay. It's nicer to have it spread out here, because then when he takes his, when he's leaving the ground, you can have this the toes coming together moment. For the back legs here, where's the back view? Let me save, because there's so much work. How? There you go. For the back leg here, when same thing as we animate the front legs. We want to have it coming like, hang on. Let's say -100. We want to have the back leg like coming out to the side, and then once he lands, the translate X shouldn't be sliding in and out. So this is good. When he lands, it should be around here, and then it should be same, right? It should be the same there, and then when he slide back, you can do something like this, and there. You know what I'm saying? And then here you can go a little closer, and it can start coming out. It's coming out. Okay, so I'm gonna do a play blast. I am going to mute. Translates that.
I am Mark. Just have to let you know that we're also having our portfolio class at 1:30.
Yeah, I'm done now. I'm just gonna play blast, upload. We can take a look, and then we'll call it a day.
Okay.
Yep, we need to work on the back legs, but it's gonna be next class. Save this. So $130.
Yeah.
You said 130, right? Okay. So when we compare these two, there's a pop on the shoulder, but we gotta fix it. But in general, I think the front legs looks nicer. The shoulder and hip looks nicer. It's not as bouncy. It's more like one thing now. We should work on the head and back legs later on. You guys have the link, right?
Yes.
Okay, good. Can you guys do a screen grab on the chat room and then send me that list? I'm gonna pause the recording now. I'm gonna upload it